Hey gearheads, and welcome back to Techbeast TV. Get ready because today we're diving deep into the wild world of heavy-duty forestry. We've got colossal chippers, terrain-taming mulchers, log-hauling legends, and precision processors that turn timber giants into tidy stacks. Stick around, you won't believe the raw power on display. All right, folks, kicking things off, feast your eyes on this absolute monster. This ain't your garden variety chipper. This is an industrial-scale, mobile, wood-eating machine, painted fiery red and ready to devour whatever you throw at it. Check out that integrated grapple crane, moving like a surgeon with serious muscle, snatching up massive logs and whole bundles of branches like they're toothpicks. You can almost feel the ground shake as the in-feed conveyor drags the timber towards the heart of this beast. A massive rotating drum armed with terrifying teeth, spinning at incredible speeds. Listen to that high horsepower diesel engine scream as it takes the load. Models like this can feature engines pushing hundreds of horsepower necessary for the sheer volume they process. From chipping giants to clearing the battlefield, let's see how these machines prep the land. Now the scene shifts to some serious land reclamation. First up, we've got a rugged bulldozer, a true workhorse, dragging a heavy-duty towed mulcher attachment. Look at that spiked drum. It's like something out of a Mad Max movie, churning through dense undergrowth, fallen trees, and debris with absolute brute force. These towed units are awesome for initial clearing, often built tough for forestry applications, and capable of chewing through material maybe 4 inches or more in diameter. But wait, the cavalry's arrived. Rolling in is a mighty blue tractor, looking sharp, equipped with an imposing roller mulcher attachment, bristling with hardened steel teeth, sometimes fixed, sometimes rotating. This beast rolls over the leftover branches and vegetation, grinding everything down, leaving behind a nicely mulched landscape ready for whatever's next. Prepare for a true battle against the elements. We're deep in a snowy, unforgiving forest, and this powerful red forestry tractor is facing a serious challenge. Look at the size of that log. This is where raw pulling power comes in. See how they have anchored the winch cable through a pulley block or snatch block on a distant tree? That setup multiplies the pulling force significantly, a classic use of mechanical advantage. Now listen to that winch scream. These heavy-duty forestry winches, like some Uniforest double drum models, can boast a constant pulling force of 85 kilonewtons. That's nearly 19,000 pounds of force per drum, requiring tractors with around 100 horsepower or more. Feel the tension as the tractor digs in, its tracks fighting for every inch of grip on the slick snow and treacherous mud. The engine roars, defying the incline and the colossal weight. It's a slow, grinding, high-torque slugfest. Pure mechanical muscle versus nature's heavy burden. Will it break free? You gotta love that raw determination. On a rugged, steep mountainside where conventional logging methods are slow and fraught with peril, a mechanical marvel takes control. This isn't just a machine, it's a high-tech forestry harvester head, a true tech beast designed to conquer nature's challenges. Witness its power. With hydraulic precision, its massive claws grip, while this, a formidable circular saw blade, spins with terrifying speed. See it effortlessly clear tangled undergrowth, preparing the brutal terrain. Then focus on the logs. The saw bites deep, reducing felled timber into manageable sections in mere seconds. But the ultimate test awaits. a standing giant of the forest. The beast positions itself, aligns the saw, and begins its relentless assault. Hear the roar, feel the intensity. This incredible piece of engineering is revolutionizing logging, making the impossible possible right before your eyes. Once the tree is down, how do you turn that massive log into usable lumber right there on site? From forest giant to beautiful lumber, right before our eyes. Check out this Norwood portable sawmill. Looks like maybe their popular LM30 model, ready to work its magic. They've got this substantial log, maybe up to 30 inches in diameter, which this mill can handle, secured firmly on the galvanized steel bed. The operator fires up the engine, could be a reliable Kohler recoil, start pushing out 14 horsepower, or they offer options up to 23 horsepower for tougher jobs. And that bandsaw blade, a thin ribbon of steel, whirs to life. Watch closely now. The saw head glides smoothly along the track, slicing precisely through the timber, sawdust spraying like crazy. Now check out these ingenious setups. First, deep in the woods, we see the relentless capstan winch. Anchored firmly, this compact powerhouse uses friction to its advantage. See how the operator feeds the rope around that spinning drum? The friction grips the rope, allowing for continuous, controlled pulling without needing a huge, heavy spool like traditional drum winches. They're super versatile for forestry and utility work. Then, look over here. Another portable winch, maybe smaller, anchored to a stump, but rigged with snatch blocks and strong synthetic rope. This clever pulley system dramatically multiplies the pulling force, letting a smaller unit move surprisingly heavy logs by creating mechanical advantage. From processing logs to clearing the land completely, let's see a different kind of mulcher take center stage. Unleash the shredder. Making its entrance is the ASVRT120 forestry mulcher, a compact track beast that is all business. This machine weighs over 12,250 pounds and is built for aggressive land clearing, powered by a potent 120 horsepower Cummins QSF 3.8-liter diesel engine. Its menacing front-mounted mulching head, packed with rotating teeth, just attacks everything in its path, fed by a high-flow hydraulic system pushing up to 45 gallons per minute. Watch it pulverize that downed log, reducing solid wood to a carpet of mulch with terrifying speed. Then it pivots, turning its attention to dense brush and small trees, chewing through vegetation like it's nothing. That posy track undercarriage is key, providing excellent stability and incredibly low ground pressure, around 4.3 psi with the standard 20-inch tracks, letting it glide over rough, soft terrain while the operator directs the chaos from the protected, often air-conditioned cab. It's a whirlwind of destruction. Mulching is great for debris, but what about those stubborn stumps left behind? Time for some different tactics. All right, folks, sometimes you just need pure, unadulterated muscle. Check out this classic powerhouse, an International 5288 tractor, instantly recognizable in that classic IH red. Built back in the early 1980s, these tractors were near the top of the IH line, known for their grunt, boasting around 163 horsepower at the PTO from their big six-cylinder, 466 cubic inch turbocharged diesel engine. Today, it's hooked up for a brute force task, stump pulling. See that heavy chain wrapped securely around the stubborn stump? From ripping stumps out to processing trees standing, let's look at the pinnacle of modern harvesting technology. Welcome to the future of forestry, happening right now. Feast your eyes on this yellow titan. the Tiger Cat harvester, moving through this pine stand with unbelievable speed and surgical precision. Unlike excavator conversions, Tiger Cat designs these machines from the ground up for full-time forest duty, focusing on durability, fuel efficiency, and superior service access. Watch its complex processing head mounted on that long, articulated boom, featuring Tiger Cat's ER technology for efficient movement. It reaches out, grabs a tall pine, and zip, fells it in seconds with an integrated saw. But it's not done. We've seen logs processed in many ways, but how about the final simple cut for firewood with a specialized saw? All right, time for the final cut. We're moving to the firewood processing stage with this formidable Electra Beckham BW750 circular saw. Safety is absolutely critical here. Look at that massive, heavily guarded blade spinning at incredible velocity. This is likely a tungsten carbide-tipped TCT blade, maybe 750 millimeters in diameter, designed specifically for ripping through logs quickly. The operator uses the rocking cradle feed mechanism, carefully placing logs, large and small, onto it. With a steady push, the log is presented to that hungry blade. Zip! In just an instant, the saw slices through, producing perfectly sized firewood rounds. You can see the rhythm. Load, push, cut, repeat. Brace yourselves because we're heading into the swamp. This is the Komatsu 895 forwarder, folks. A multi-wheeled titan built specifically for laughing in the face of mud and muck. Just look at those massive tires, maybe 780 millimeters wide, churning through that slop. With its articulated steering and serious 8-wheel drive option, giving it incredible ground clearance of nearly 800 millimeters, this thing maneuvers through the roughest forest tracks like a boss. And it's not just driving, it's hauling. See that massive payload of logs weighing up to a staggering 20,000 kilograms. That's over 44,000 pounds. Secured in the rear bunk, powered by a hefty 6-cylinder AGCO power engine, pushing out over 214 kilowatts. That's almost 300 horsepower. And massive torque of 1,280 Newton meters, and with a tractive force of around 262 kilonewtons, this machine is designed to maintain traction and keep moving, no matter how heavy the load or how sloppy the conditions. This beast is the unsung hero, the crucial link getting timber out of the deep woods. Hauling is tough work, but what about processing that timber right there in the woods? Check this out, a complete firewood factory on wheels. This is a Lochner firewood processor hooked up to a sturdy tractor and being fed by a nimble grapple crane. Efficiency is the name of the game here. Watch the cycle. Logs are grabbed, dropped onto the infeed, and bam! A powerful saw slices them to the perfect length. But it doesn't stop there. The cut piece immediately drops into the splitting chamber, where a hydraulic ram with immense force, we're talking potentially 20, 30 tons or more depending on the model, drives it through a wedge, instantly creating perfectly sized firewood. Some comparable processors like the Blockbuster 1520 Plus can churn through over 1.5 cords an hour, handling logs up to 20 inches thick and over 20 feet long. The split wood tumbles onto the built-in conveyor belt, ready to be stacked or loaded. Its automation meets the great outdoors, turning raw logs into sellable product with incredible speed. What a setup! Speaking of slopes, some terrain is just too gnarly for traditional machines. Time to bring in the specialist. Get ready for something straight out of science fiction, folks. This is the Menzie Muck M5 45 walking excavator, and trust me, you haven't seen anything like it. Forget wheels or tracks staying level. This thing looks like a giant mechanical spider. Its independently adjustable legs and wheels, combined with features like the P-matic parallel stabilizers, allow it to stabilize and work on ridiculously steep slopes and uneven terrain where conventional excavators wouldn't dare to tread. Weighing in around 12,300 kilograms, about 27,000 pounds, without tools and powered by a gutsy 157 horsepower Deutz 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine, it's got the muscle to back up its unique agility. Check out the attachment, a specialized felling head with a powerful grapple saw. Watch the operator expertly reach high into the canopy, making precise cuts, sectioning branches, and felling trees right beside a road with minimal disruption. This machine completely redefines off-road capability. It's Swiss engineering tackling the impossible. Truly amazing versatility. We've seen the big machines fell trees, but sometimes it comes down to old school skill and a powerful handheld tool. All right, let's get up close and personal. We're switching to a thrilling first-person view to experience the raw power and skill involved in felling a substantial tree with a chainsaw. Our lumberjack here is geared up for safety, super important, and expertly wielding a roaring steel chainsaw. Could be a professional gas model like the MS-271 Farm Boss with its roughly 50cc engine, or maybe the popular MS-261 CM, or even one of their powerful battery saws like the MSA-300. Hear that engine scream or that high torque motor whine as the razor-sharp chain bites deep? First, the crucial directional notch, dictating where this giant will fall. Then, the tension builds with the back cut, severing the holding wood. Chips are flying, the saw is working hard. It's a calculated dance between man, machine, and gravity. Precision is key. One wrong move, well, let's just watch him nail it. Timber. It's a reminder of the fundamental skills required in logging. Sometimes brute force isn't about a giant engine directly on the tree, but some good old-fashioned mechanical advantage. Check out this setup. We got a powerful winch anchored solid, lines running through snatch blocks, all rigged up to that stubborn tree they want to bring down. This is classic logging and land clearing know-how, using physics to get the job done. See those blankets or mats on the line? That's a smart safety move. Helps weigh down the cable if something was to snap. Don't want that steel whipping around, no sir. Now all that careful rigging is about to pay off. That winch starts pulling, slow and steady, putting tons of force exactly where it needs to be. You can almost hear the roots screaming underground. Yanking a tree free with that winch? Smart physics. Once timber is down, its journey to a usable product begins. Thinking firewood? Forget the axe. Let's see how modern automation transforms logs into perfectly processed fuel. From raw power to refined convenience, here we go. Ever wonder how all that firewood gets perfectly cut and split for your fireplace or wood stove? Well, forget the axe and the sawhorse for a minute, because we're looking at some serious automation here. This blue beast is a Bell's firewood processor, maybe an 8000 series model, and it's a one-stop shop for turning logs into ready-to-burn firewood. You feed those big old logs in one end, and the machine takes over. That firewood processor is super convenient, but once logs are processed, the ground can still hide stubborn, buried roots. Grinding isn't always enough for the whole ugly root ball. So when you need to rip it all out, roots and all, it's time for a different kind of beast. We've seen stump grinders turning stumps to mulch, but what if you gotta get that whole root ball out of the ground? Well, then you call in the heavy hitters like this mean green and yellow machine. That's a John Deere compact track loader, maybe a 325G, and it's sporting a wicked-looking stump puller attachment up front. This ain't about grinding, folks. This is about ripping and tearing. Watch how that operator positions those powerful jaws around the stump. Then, with some serious hydraulic muscle, it just yanks that whole thing, stump, roots, and all, right out of the earth. It's like a giant dentist pulling a stubborn tooth, only way bigger and a heck of a lot messier. Look at it go, digging in, leveraging, and then pop. Another one bites the dust. No stump is safe when this John Deere beast is on the job. That's how you clear land down to the roots, making sure nothing's left behind. Pure power and smart engineering. And that's a wrap on our tour of forestry firepower. From massive mulchers to precision processors, we've seen some truly awesome machines tackling incredible jobs. The ingenuity and raw strength out here are just mind-blowing. Thanks so much for joining us on Techbeast TV. If you love seeing these mechanical beasts in action, do us a favor and smash that subscribe button. Ring the bell too so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world's most amazing machines. See you next time.